I'm Deborah Tree of Whitehead Monkton, and I'm form part of the residential department here. And I've got with me today Tim Ferris of Ferris Co Estate Agents, who we work very closely with, and Teresa, his sales progressor. Again, we work really well together, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Have a good working relationship. And we're going to have a chat today about us introducing a portal that hopefully will assist our clients and ourselves so that we can give a better update, or keep the clients better updated really, on how their transaction is progressing. So the portal itself, I think, will go live for the end of September, and everybody will be given a login. The clients can log in themselves, and equally you can log in. And the beauty of this, I think, is hopefully to be able to speed the process up a little as well. Because when you get an instruction from the client and you take an offer and the offer is accepted, your part then is to, before it even reaches us as solicitors, is to do the chain check and get solicitors' details in, and things like that. And that can be quite time consuming, can't it?
Definitely. I mean, it could also go back a bit further than that as well, because when I initially go out to do a valuation on the house, in our packs that we give people and where we're explaining the services that we can offer, we also put a leaflet that you've created for us, all about Whiteheads.
Yes.
And if there is a criticism of probably estate agents and solicitors, is I never, you get this thing quoted to you, I never really knew what was going on.
Yes.
I never really understood why it took as long as it did, or what I was waiting for.
And then also, I think all of us, and especially the client, can become a bit frustrated by not knowing what is going on. And I think the beauty of this portal is that the client and ourselves, especially you, because they'll tend to ring you probably more than us, is that you will be able to give them an update immediately. I think again it's quite difficult because of a chain. If the client's involved in a chain, whilst we may be ahead of the game and really proactive, which is the way I like to be, again, I think a failing is in the whole of the conveyancing system is that you are subjected to what other people and their agendas are in that chain, aren't you?
You are. I mean, it's as strong as the weakest link, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the trouble. But I mean, I think it's just a brilliant idea. I do. I really do.
Yes.
You'd think it was.
It would really help you, wouldn't it, Teresa? Do you think?
Yeah, it would do, because I guess it's like live updates, isn't it?
It is live updates. So, yes. Yeah, so the client and yourselves would know, because if you're dealing with a normal purchase, you get your instructions in, you create the file, but with the portal, that will, if the client has inputted the information at the beginning, and they can do that at any time of the day, 24/7, our files can be opened up so much quicker.
Yeah.
We can start the transaction so much quicker, or even like for a payment on account that they have to make initially, so that we can do the searches and get copy title deeds and things like that. All of that can go on, be done online. Their ID can all be uploaded online. And in fact, do you take ID from clients?
Oh yeah. And it's really time consuming, isn't it?
It is.
Particularly when we're listing a house. Sometimes not everyone is there. Particularly the owners might not be there. I mean, today I've got to go over to the nursing home just over the way here to meet the vendor of a house who's 101 in the nursing home to get his
ID.
To get his ID. It does happen, and if you could just input that at your leisure, because sometimes you know, we don't have all this documentation during the day. It's
No,
at home in the
it's
metal
at
box
home,
under the
exactly.
bed. You know, it's that sort of stuff, isn't
Exactly
it?
that. Yeah, exactly that. And then they can just upload that, as, you know, whenever is convenient to them. And obviously, the quicker they do it, the quicker we can get moving, you know. And I mean, vice versa. I mean, they could potentially, I don't know how far this system actually works, but whether they could even do it for yourselves.
Yeah.
And we reciprocate that arrangement.
Yeah.
We could, whether it is
yeah, you
available
wonder,
to do
don't you?
that.
Because we are duplicating.
We
because
are.
when we take an instruction on a house, what do we get? We get
ID, proof of address,
passport,
Yeah.
driving
licence,
licence,
Yeah.
utility bill,
Yeah.
and proof of ownership. So
Yes.
you know they're the 4 items. Now
Yes.
some people have got those. We email them ahead to tell
tell
them
them
that's
what
what
you
we
want.
want.
Yes.
But you know you get there and with the best one in the world, they've not. You did ask me to get it out, didn't you? And then they're raking through the loft to try and find the last mortgage statement or something.
Yes.
And of course, everything's online now.
Of course.
So no, you
Which
don't get
makes it
bills,
slightly more
which makes it more
difficult.
complicated. But
Yeah.
there should be some. If we could create some sort of coordination between the two, that would be
Great.
really good.
Because I think that would save time as well.
Yeah.
And I think also by having the scale of fees and everything online, the client can actually go online, see how much it's going to cost them there and then, and make a decision.
Yeah.
And that then prevents you having to make loads of phone calls, Teresa, trying to chase up people for their solicitors' details.
Yeah, because to be fair, it doesn't actually come over to me in progression, obviously, until we've got the solicitor's details. So sometimes that could be sitting in the file, you know, for a few days before, you know, a client has come back to us
Yes.
with their
we could
solicitors.
be waiting a
Yes.
week sometimes,
Yeah,
can't we? For
yeah, it
people to
can.
decide on which solicitor.
Solicitor they're going to use.
Yeah.
And you know, so the way it happens is we'll tell people about Whiteheads when we go
Yes.
out and do a valuation.
Yes.
And then what happens is when they agree to buy the property, they'll then say to us, I mean, obviously the vendor would have heard about us when we were selling the house, but sometimes they already have a solicitor. And
Yes.
the purchaser will then ask us for a recommendation. And if we could say that you've got direct access, you know, 24/7, so in other words, at your convenience, what
yes.
an advantage that would be. I can see you getting more business from it. I do. I
Yes.
think it's a real
Yes.
positive.
Yes. Well, I hope that it would be a really helpful tool for yourselves, us as the solicitors, and obviously the client, who is the main person in all of this.
Yeah.
And, you know, the advantages to speed up the process, so that they know what is going on. And as you said earlier, Tim, it's all about a lack of understanding and what's going on.
Yeah.
And then that just breeds frustration, doesn't it?
It does.
You know, and I think the portal itself would be a great advantage to us all.
Yeah.
I really do.
Because you see, you want to make yourself accessible to your clients, don't
Yeah.
you, as much as you possibly can.
Yes.
But sometimes that means you spread yourself quite thin. And it's hard, isn't
Yes.
it, then, to be giving the level of service
That you
want
want
to, whereas you've got the information, and if they can just look online and see it, then they know where they are.
Exactly where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
a great
probably
idea.
from my point of view is obviously because I get other agents that call me.
Yes, of course.
As you know, and
For
not necessarily
updates.
absolutely.
Yes.
And I can just literally just go straight into that. Then I don't have to trouble you to say,
Whilst
look, what is
you're
you
on the
know,
phone, you
yeah.
can log straight in.
Yeah,
and you'll be able to
absolutely.
say, Debbie's got the mortgage offer.
Yeah.
She's received her searches.
Which are the main things that
yes.
agents are interested in, really. I
Absolutely.
mean, we don't always need to know the in-depth side of it, but we do need to know that that mortgage offer's in, the searches
searches
are
are
back, inquiries have been raised, management packs have been
Exactly,
requested and received, etc.
Yes.
So, and all that are
Yes.
just like, I guess, tick boxes on there, and I can say, yep, got it, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they're in. They've got a couple of outstanding queries.
Yeah.
You know, and we will be able to, as I say, I'm not quite sure of the depth, but you'll be able to see if there's, you know, like a couple of inquiries still outstanding, potentially where we need an indemnity policy or something like that.
And I guess it frees up you a little bit from me having to like email you or call you, because it'll be on there.
It'll be on there.
So that, you know, obviously there won't be a delay there either. Where, you know.
So hopefully, fingers crossed,
I
think
it's really
positive. I can almost see a stage in maybe a few years' time, because this is going to work, where people who are looking for a solicitor, one of the first things they might say is, have you got a 24-hour portal?
Yeah.
Have you got somewhere where we can look all that? And if you haven't, maybe I won't be using you, I'll use someone else.
Yes.
You know, I can see that being, you know, it's such a positive step that I can see it being almost, you know, required.
Yes.
You know.
Well, I think as well, this day and age, you know, I mean, you can access it from your phone, your laptop, wherever, you know, on an aeroplane, abroad, you know, you will have that access.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you've got that login. I am absolutely dreadful. I always forget my password.
You have a password for everything now, don't you? You can't actually do anything, can you?
Don't you just? No. And I get to the stage where I actually try to log in and then it says, oh no, I've lost your password, and you've got to reset it. And that I find very frustrating. If I get into, I sigh this huge
I know.
sigh of relief.
It's such a relief, isn't it? I've got it.
I'm actually in. I can't believe it. But so
I reckon, and it's the younger generation as well are much more into this sort of needing to know information instantly. And you know, the people aren't prepared to wait, or well, they are prepared to wait, but they would prefer to get information instantly, and if they could get it themselves, how much less hassle is that than picking up the phone and talking to you? Or talking to you.
Yes.
You know, he's
No, I'm glad you think it's a positive.
It really is.
But equally, I am still more than happy, and like yourself, to chat to clients. You know, absolutely. And I like to have a chat with the client, because you get to know their circumstances, and I think that's quite important, don't you?
Yes.
You know, so you know the story, you know why they're moving.
Yeah.
You know, and you tend to find out all sorts of things as what's going on, and you know, and I think that's quite nice as well.
And not everybody's going to want to do this.
No.
I mean, you know, I can see it really appealing to maybe 75% of people, but there's still going to be 25% who actually want to talk to you.
Exactly.
You know, I would have said, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You know.
Yes. But I think this is even better, especially at the moment, in view of like the postal strikes and everything.
I know.
We can't get anything out to anybody.
No.
You know? I mean, and it's all very well. I don't know about yourselves, but obviously certain documents do have to be signed. And, you know, they've got to come back to us. We don't do an e-signature thing. Really for security, I think, at the moment. A lot of firms do this e-signature, but we've
started doing it on tenancies. Because it's the trouble is there's so much. You know, we've got 500 odd properties we let out, and so that's a lot of comings and goings, and otherwise we'd be having people coming into the office every 10 seconds sort of thing. So we've started, and it does seem to work quite well. But I agree with you, it does seem like it's you're committing yourself to a contract with, you know, without ever meeting the person. It's a bit strange, isn't it? But I suppose it's. I just think is it the way of the world? I don't know. Maybe it's the way it's going.
Maybe it is the way. But at the moment, we don't feel that confident in that, and feel a lot more confident about this portal and giving clients the more of the update that they can access when they need it and when it's convenient to them.
Yeah.
And you know, if they've got to sign some documents, we can email that document as long as we get the original back.
Yeah.
We do have to have an original back. And then, of course, at the end of the day, that's all uploaded onto the Land Registry website.
Yeah.
But we do like a ink signature. But oh, good. I'm pleased. I'm really pleased. Do you think that's
yeah, I think it'll work really, really well.
Yeah,
I do.
Yes.
Well, and I can see you. I can see you. You know, like when you're because Teresa does groan a little bit when when somebody has selected a particular solicitor that doesn't answer the phone.
Yes.
Doesn't reply to emails, and it's. You know,
frustrating.
Frustrating. It just the whole process is dragged out longer.
Absolutely.
And if we're dealing with somebody who's using technology, and using technology to your advantage, their advantage, it's just a positive, isn't it?
Yes.
It really is.
Yes, because especially, you know, well, in any transaction, but with sales and purchases, that portal will be telling you that we raised those inquiries on X date, and we got the replies back on X date. Yeah, you know, so you, in effect, that cuts out that having to ring that person on the other side of us to try and find out what on earth's going on. Yeah. You know, good. I'm really, I love it. Really pleased. Yeah, I am pleased that you. Yeah, I think that'll be great. Okay. So for any more information that you may need, please visit our website at whiteheadmoncton.co.uk. And again, Tim, your website?
ferrisandco.co.uk.
Okay, and we'll provide Ferris & Company with all the details of the portal. So if you have any queries, just either ring Teresa, Tim or myself, and we'll let you know when this is going live at the end of September. Thank you. Thank you for your help.
It's a pleasure.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.